Hello and welcome to the Electrical Box. In today's headlines, we have some crazy weather, trading deals, and dishonest creators. Well, later on, we're going to be talking about YouTubers who don't know when to stop. So don't touch that back button, because we'll be right with you.
For the first headline of today, Maryland is experiencing flash floods again, just after recovering from the one from 2 years ago. They have been calling them the once every 1,000-year floods, and both times have been devastating. Houses being destroyed and cars getting carried off by the currents, and lives have been taken as well. It has gotten to the point where Governor Larry Hogan tweeted, basically, I am declaring a state of emergency. And he thinks it might even be worse than the last. We'll be praying for you, Maryland.
Trades and nukes. President Donald J. Trump announced that the meeting with North Korea at the Singapore summit is back on, and that this will be taking place on June 12, 2018. It won't happen in one sitting, it will be a process, Trump said. And Trump does believe that North Korea is willing to denuclearize. It sounds like Japan and South Korea will also be attending the summit. China has also been helping in the matter. Speaking of China, the trade war is back on as well. The United States will impose a 25% tariff on the $50 billion of goods imported from China. And on June 30th, the U.S. will announce that there will be investment restrictions and strengthening of capital control so China can't just buy massive amounts of industrially significant technologies. Now, Trump is also bringing Canada into the trade war. Tariffs on steel are 25% higher than before, and aluminum is only 10% more. And Trump wrote this: Canada has treated our agricultural business and farmers very poorly for a very long period of time. Highly restrictive on trade. They must be open for markets and take down trade barriers. They report a really high surplus on trade with us. Do timber and lumber in the U.S.?
And in one of our more weirder headlines, Love Has No Age, Wolfie Raps. Wolfie Raps, for some of you who don't know, is a big comedy YouTuber soon approaching 8 million subscribers. Congrats, by the way. But while he has been making some goofs in front of the camera, he has apparently been cheating on his girlfriend with a 17-year-old girl. They met on September 30th of 2017 at the Clout House, which is owned by the Clout Gang and the members comprising of Rice Gum, FaZe Banks, and the Martinez twins, and Wolfie Raps himself, just to name a few. And the girl outed Wolfie on Instagram with pictures of her and him in the same bed. She said the reason was because of Wolfie still being with his girlfriend and him treating her badly. Then, on May 28, 2018, Trauma Alert did an interview with the girl that was named Jasmine, an aspiring model, by the way, and asked her a few questions. The highlights of that being that she says she's 18, even though a few people have come forward saying that she was a high school junior this year. And then she claims she was in 10th grade and wasn't in high school this year, even though she is in the yearbook. And if you do the math, she probably was 16 at the time this happened. Wolfie was also buying his girlfriend an Airbnb while him and Jasmine did their thing at the Clout House. I'm noticing a pattern with Airbnb and Ben.
Mm-hmm.
If you go check out Drama Alert, you can see the photographic evidence and more on this story. I have a theory, Ben.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so like I said, she is an aspiring model. It even says that on her Instagram, which, by the way, her Twitter and her Instagram have been deactivated, I believe. At least her Instagram. Anyway, so my theory is that it wasn't just because she was angry at Wolfie, but merely because, she saw this as an opportunity to, get her name out to the public. So who knows? I hope it worked out in the end. So in the end, I think it was just a publicity stunt for her, because if you really listen to her, it doesn't really make sense why she did this. So that's my idea. That's my theory.
Well, this wouldn't be the only publicity stunt that we have on the show today.
Yeah, this wouldn't be the only one, but yeah. So, and if you actually listen to this girl, we're gonna move on in just a sec. But if you actually listen to this girl, she doesn't have any clue about what she's saying. Like 75% of what she's saying, she has no clue what she's saying, probably. Anyway, moving on.
Then on the other side of the spectrum, Kilauea volcano on the island of Hawaii erupted May 6th, 2018, and is still spewing lava and shows no sign of stopping. Methane gas has swept the island, which is making the air toxic, causing blue flames to appear. As of the making of this recording, 2,500 residents have been forced to evacuate the dangerous areas, and more than 70 structures have gone up in smoke. At this point in time, there is an active effort to evacuate certain areas. This is what Mayor Harry Kim tweeted. Being isolated. Mandatory evacuation for areas east of Pumaikai Street in Leilani Estates. Residents have until noon, Friday, June 1st to evacuate. Persons remaining in mandatory evacuation areas do so at their own risk with knowledge that emergency crews may not be able to respond. Hashtag Mayor Harry Kim. We at the Electrical Box will be keeping everyone in Hawaii in prayer.
NVIDIA launches new AI platform, Isaac. NVIDIA has recently launched the Isaac platform, a set of AI tools and libraries to connect with 3D cameras, run simulations, and virtual testing. They also launched a new Jetson Xavier computer, an ARM-based 64-bit computer which only consumes 30 watts of power. Surprisingly low for the power it provides.
Samsung's S Health app is soon to give UK users some extra features. Samsung has partnered with UK tech company Babylon to give interested UK users AI-powered medical consultations and video conferencing with doctors. All for a price, of course. Users will need to pay $67 a year, or $33 per appointment. However, some doctors have accused Babylon of pushing easy-to-treat patients first, allowing those with more serious cases to remain untreated. However, people with more serious health issues should most likely consult a doctor in person rather than through an app.
Russia wants Zuckerberg to testify. Russian senators now want Mark Zuckerberg to testify before Parliament. Not long after he testified before the European Union and 2 congressional committees here in the US. Before that, they want him to testify about information security, privacy, and the dissemination of harmful content. It is still unknown whether Zuckerberg will respond to the summoning.
And for our final tech news headline today, Microsoft is reportedly acquiring GitHub, the world's source code hosting platform, which is an interesting proposition after having announced a commercial Linux distribution. Could this be a plan to drive out the current Linux IT companies such as Red Hat, SUSE, and Canonical, or have they really changed, and are they really loving open source? Unfortunately, only time will tell whether this tech giant has truly changed their ways, or whether money is still the motive.
Alright, so that is the end of the news. Now, moving on to our topic of the day, which in our eyes are corrupted YouTubers. That's not actually the name of it, but whatever. Basically, this whole topic's going to be about corrupted YouTubers. Or at least that we see are corrupted YouTubers. Oh my god.
Or just idiots.
Okay, anyway.
Mostly just idiots.
Okay, move on. Moving on. Anyway, so kicking this off. So you might have seen a video going around recently by a young African-American gentleman, Arthur Dixon. And he made this video about, basically it was titled, How I Was Hazed by Team 10. And to break it, okay, we'll probably throw in a few clips, but, for the most part, it's basically like they just told him, like, they basically wanted him to prove himself to be part of Team 10 because he wanted to be a part of it, and they wanted him to prove himself. So their way of initiation was, you gotta kiss an old guy. You gotta do a bunch of humiliating stuff. And then last, and the big one was you gotta run around the street naked. And apparently Team 10 was watching him from a window in an apartment. And oh my god. Okay, so anyway. So basically he said, I'm going to provide photographic evidence, and I'm going to provide, video evidence to support all this. And, anyway, it's pretty bad. Like I said, we'll roll some clips, but anyway, there's this one part, like, up to that, I was like, okay, whatever, and, like, so then the second part of the video is basically him talking to Jake Paul on the phone. It was some random call that happened from Jake Paul, and Jake Paul is threatening to sue him because of this one video he made that was called the 24-hour challenge at Jake Paul's house. And he was making it be like, oh my gosh, like, I can't believe Jake Paul would do this and stuff like that. And I absolutely had no context for it. So I decided, hey, I'm going to go check out this video. Because up to this point, I thought this guy was a pretty cool dude and stuff like that. So I actually went and watched the video. And I'm like, oh my gosh. And Ben has watched the video. He actually just got done watching it. So we can get some fresh insight from him on this. And basically, before he goes out, I'll let him explain most the last half of the video. But basically, in essence, he knows from the... Okay, number one, him and like 4 of his other friends are standing out in front of Jake Paul's house. Kind of creepy to begin with. That's all kind of creepy. Just to start off with, I know Logan Paul did put the Team 10 house as a place of business, so it is on Google Maps, so anybody could go visit them, and that's the reason why they got kicked out, was because he was being a freaking crazy... Anyway, so, and they're like, they really want into this house. They really want to. And the thing is, they're moving out, okay? So, Team 10 is moving out of the house, and they come up with this great idea, like, oh, how about we do a 24-hour sleepover at this place? Anyway, I'll leave it over to Ben to explain the rest of this gem of a video we got.
So they neither stay 24 hours, nor they go in the house. Instead, they stay in a cubby in the backyard for what seems like about 3 hours, and they think they're just a riot. And I can't explain why, but this guy's voice is really starting to get to me by the end of the video. Because...
I can't believe we're doing this.
Because it's like, it sounds put only deep. And that's not meant to be an insult to him. It's just, he seems like a really annoying person with a really annoying voice, and nothing he's doing is helping. I could put aside most people's voices if they are decent. This guy is not decent in the least. He thinks he's a riot when he's doing this. He's like, guys, we're going to do this. We're staying like a 24-hour challenge at the Team 10 house. We're here. I am so scared right now. I'm literally shaking. As he like shakes his hand purposefully.
Yeah.
It's like, okay, first, there's no way you're going to get caught in the one cubby they don't have to check for stuff.
Yeah.
And secondly, they weren't even home when you did the supposed thumbnail shot, so you would have heard a car door shut which would have given you plenty of time to move in the dark since it was dark outside and you're already in the backyard and you can scoot around stuff anyways. And for when you ditched and bailed at 1 a.m. because you're a bunch of sissies and you're not even going to go through with your own illegal plan,
Yeah.
you could have easily have seen what he was doing and bailed when he went to go take a crap or something, because people have to do that, or when he goes to bed because it's 1
The thing
a.m.
was, Jake Paul wasn't even living there anymore. They were just picking up stuff. They're moving out. It's like most of their stuff was already gone. They're picking up some stuff that they left. You know?
Mm-hmm.
So it's like they're not even staying there this whole time. They're just like in a corner like, oh, dude, I can't believe we're doing this. This is so crazy. And it's like, oh my god, dude. It's like, but yeah, that was the most funniest part to me. It was like, it's a 24-hour challenge, but they're not even there for like, what? Not even like 2 hours. Maybe 3. I don't know. It's like, they're not there very long. It's like pitch black when they first get there. And then it's like, what the crap, dude?
Also, what's with that
And this
duct
all took
tape
place a
pool?
year ago.
What's with that redneck duct tape pool, man? It's like, come on, guys, that's not how you keep someone from falling in when you have a big old hole in the metal.
Yeah, I don't know what was going on with the whole. Well, yeah, you're not too up to date with the whole Team 10 thing. So yeah, if you saw what they were doing at that house, yeah, you would be.
I don't care
you
to
would
be up to
cracked
date.
with
Thank you
surprise.
very much.
Yeah, So, yeah, so me and Ben have discussed a little bit about this, but like it just has, like, I don't think this guy is as genuine as I think the media is making him sound to be.
The
It's
media?
like-
What media?
Or your social media, whatever.
Okay, fair enough.
Social media, you know, it still works. Anyway, so I don't think he's as good of a person as they're making him out to be. He looks really nice in the I was hazed by Team 10 video. He seems really nice. And he's just like very, very nicely put together video, very, like, you know, very professional about it. But, you know, it's like, okay, this is my thing. It's not like Team 10 forced you to get naked or kiss an old guy or what else they made him do. You know what I mean?
Shame on
He
them.
did that of his own free will.
Shame on them for asking you to do that. But you
Yeah.
did that. You were desperate enough to go do that instead of being content with where you were. Okay, first of all, you're an idiot for wanting to be a part of Team 10. Second of all, you're an
that should have
idiot.
been number one thing.
Second
for
of all,
us.
you're an idiot for wanting to go through with becoming a part of Team 10. And thirdly, you're an idiot for keeping a video up that is incriminating against you with the team you're trying to get a part of.
Yeah. So, like, and that was the whole reason. And, like, so Jake Paul is like, we're gonna probably have to sue you. And he's just like, oh, I don't understand. What? I don't understand. I don't really understand Jake's whole, like, because of the people living there now are complaining. I don't really understand that. Like, what, did they poop all over the place before they left? I don't really understand that one. But it's like, but just saying, in very simplistic, in putting it in simplicity, I cannot blame Jake Paul for wanting to sue this guy. Honestly, I can't, because the house was still owned by Jake Paul when this video was made. He was trespassing on his property, and it's like, dude, and it's like, and the thing was, he was actually recording Jake Paul or whoever was actually in the house. This is creepy, dude. This is kind of like, you know, stalker level creepy. It's not like a, hey, we're just gonna do a 24-hour thing. It's like they're just recording and it's like, how is this okay? How do you think this is okay? Didn't your mama raise you better, dude? Like, didn't your mama raise you better? Like, I can't, I don't understand this whole video. And because I'm so happy I decided I wanted to watch the video that he was getting sued over, or going to be I don't know I don't know the legal thing that's going on right now. But so I can't really blame Jake Paul for wanting to sue this guy. I really can't. And I don't know what's the legal status of this right now. I don't know if he's still I don't know if he's being sued, because the video is still up, and Jake Paul said he would drop it if he got rid of the video, but the video is still up.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm having a feeling it's going to stay there. And I don't know. I have no idea what's going on at the moment currently with the whole Jake Paul part of this, but yeah. Anyway, I'm just saying, putting it out there, that if you actually watch this, you'll actually kind of see that this guy isn't quite what people have made him out to be. They're just kind of like, oh, he's the victim. Oh, they made him run around naked. Like, no, he stripped himself. It's not like Team 10, like, ripped it right off his body. Or at least he didn't say that. He didn't say that. Maybe they did. I actually wouldn't put it past Team 10 at this point.
This is true.
But he didn't say that they did, so I'm gonna take from that he stripped himself. He willingly went out there. Hopefully he wiped really good before going out. But anyway, like, he went out there himself, naked. He kissed an old guy. Hopefully not at the same time.
Hopefully not. That old guy probably
anyway.
went home and had nightmares for 3 weeks.
I could smell Team 10 all over him on Vine Street. I smelt tons of old memes on him on Vine Street. But anyway, yeah, so we're just saying, you don't have to take our words for it. We will link the videos down below if you actually want to check these out, and you can come to your own conclusion. But I'm just saying, this is my own personal opinion. He's not that great of a person.
He's certainly not the quintessential example of how to be a good person. But then again, nor is Jake Paul or anything even remotely related to Team 10.
But I will give him this. The videos were actually pretty good. They were okay content. I mean, it was like it was entertaining, but if you're taking out, like, if you're actually just examining it, you're just kind of like, okay, this is a really bad video. But the content was fine. He actually did put together pretty good videos. Both of them were really nicely put together.
I thought that the 3-hour backyard challenge was actually a really bad video. Like, they let the F word through once, and then they cut out every other swear word.
Maybe they were maybe it was like a PG status thing. It was just like they're following the PG rules. Can only let it slip once, dude.
But it's
anyway.
I just found it to be a really annoying video, because these guys are like I said earlier, they just thought that they were the bomb, as outdated as that phrase is, for doing this, and they're not. They're not at all. They look really bad doing it. They look like they have no idea what they're doing. They know they're not supposed to be doing it. They shouldn't be doing it. They're going to get sued for doing it, but they're making it out to be this epic thing that they're doing. It's just really, really annoying.
Yeah. Well, I'm just, if you just take out all the bad stuff, is basically what I'm saying is what makes a good video. If you took out all the bad stuff, it'd be an okay video. But
an okay video.
Sadly enough, it's like 97% of the video, so you'd be left with 3% good video.
It'd be like the intro and the outro.
I can't argue with that one. But anyway, so yeah. Arthur Dixon, if you're listening, Congratulations on almost reaching 12,000 subscribers. I question your moral compass, and that's all I can say about that. Anyway, so we will leave links down in the description to the channels of Arthur Dixon and Jake Paul. And honestly, I never thought I would say this, but I would say Jake Paul is more in the right in this case.
I agree with
when
the
it
law.
When it comes to the suing part, when it comes to making a guy undress himself and run in front of the street, I don't know. But anyway, nonetheless, I'd say Jake's more the victim in this case. So, touching back on Wolfie raps, oh my gosh, this story, dude, this story is so messed up. This is so messed up, and you haven't really done any research on this, have you, Ben?
No.
Okay, well, I got a little bit of explaining. So, I basically covered most of it when doing the headline, but basically, this girl is nuts. This girl is crazy. And you can just tell 75% of what she's saying is absolutely she just doesn't understand the crap she's saying. It's okay, this is the thing. It's Keemstar was saying to her, it's if this gets to the police, Wolfie's in trouble. He's fluffed.
Mm-hmm.
He's done. He's done for. Because the legal age of consent is 18 in California. So it's whoo, Nelly.
Now, he might have a fighting chance if she actually said that she was 18, even though she was a minor, because then it would be deceitful. And I believe that can give you a bit of a pass. Well, let's be honest. If this makes it to the authorities, he's never crawling out of that hole.
Yeah. Well, okay, and this is the thing. Most of the evidence is pointing against her she was not 18. It's pointing towards that. And she even admits that she was underage when this was happening. She just recently turned 18. So it's really, he can't climb out of this.
Mm-hmm.
There's no way. So anyway, it was hilarious though. But it was Keemstar is he's gonna be fluffed when they find out about this, and she's well, as long as no one tells. and Keemstar's you told though. Like I said, you guys can check this out, the whole video. But it is just Keemstar is just sitting there. He's just you can even tell he's kind of this girl is crazy, and he's just you can tell he's even kind of nah, this is just crazy.
He's am I full of this much crap? And everyone's yes, you are.
He must have felt really. I must say that is probably one of the best drama alerts I've seen. Which I haven't checked out all of his recent videos, but that one, I must say that was it seemed the most genuine that I've watched. But not saying he doesn't have genuine sources for all this, but
definitely genuine sources, quote unquote.
9-year-olds on Twitter. I don't know. Okay, Keemstar, if you ever listen to this, which I hope you don't, because
no, I hope he does.
Know. Okay, we hope you do.
I want him to listen to this.
We retract that statement. We hope you do. Come at us, Keemstar. Okay, don't come at us.
Honestly, does anyone actually take Keemstar seriously who isn't really, really immature or really, really ill-informed of his history?
Some people do. He has actually some genuine fans. He has genuine fans that are not little kids.
Who apparently like it
and
when he
aren't
says the word
ill-informed.
pedophile, because that's all he ever accuses people of.
I don't know if he's a pedophile, but he definitely is.
Yeah. Ladies and gentlemen, Keemstar, in a nutshell.
Yeah, just say say pedophile a few hundred times, and then you got Keemstar.
Mm-hmm.
Why do I have a feeling this is gonna somehow turn up on Drama Alert? I hope it doesn't.
I hope it does.
No.
I want him to come at us.
Well, actually, you know what? Keemstar, have at us. You're just giving us more publicity. Because that's basically... And you know what? We're going to acknowledge it ahead of time. So you can't use it against us later when you say, I'm the one that got you views. So if we acknowledge it ahead of time, we're just baiting you at this point.
Mm-hmm.
We're just baiting you. Come at us. Anyway. So, moving on from that. Anyway, so, yeah. But, dang, dude. The whole Wolfie Raps thing. It's just like, how is that... How do you slip that long under the radar? It's just like...
How do you...
I must say she looks way more mature than she is, actually.
How do you do it with someone without knowing who they are first? I mean, I realize it happens, but it's like... You've had relations with this person without verifying that they are as old as they say, with all the stuff that has come out previously about people flirting or having relationships with people who claim to be much older than they are. So why on earth now, as a YouTuber, would you not, as a popular YouTuber, would you not check someone's age?
Well, have you ever watched a Wolfie Raps video?
No.
Yeah, I don't think there's too many marbles in there. I don't think there's too many marbles rolling around. I'm just saying.
They were gone long ago.
They were long gone. And yeah, I mean, his last video was him making the most saltiest drink, where he was just taking all these salty products and putting them together, and he almost died. I swear, this guy is a like whore. That's what he is. He's just a prostitute for likes. Like, he screams at the top of his lungs at the beginning of the video, being like, "Can we hit 39,000 likes within the first second of this video airing?" And if we don't, he, like, throws down his hat, like, "Oh, we're all gonna die."
He just thinks it's the end of the world. Like, some people think it's the end of the world whenever a natural disaster happens. Wolfie here thinks it's the end of the world whenever he doesn't get 39,000 likes on his video. Speaking of which, ladies and gentlemen, can we get 39,000 likes on this video?
Yeah.
Oh, wait, what? What do you mean we don't? Dang it!
Guys, if you have not watched or have played Detroit Becoming Human, you should do it.
Go do it.
I haven't played it, but I've been watching people.
We've
Specifically, we've been watching Corey X Kenshin, and we're shouting him out because he's a really cool brother. I samurai slice that like button every single freaking time. Anyway, but this video game is insane. It makes me really want to buy it, and this is like one of the I've only had a few games that have really made me really want to go out and buy a game. Moving on from YouTube, this is something that is touching really close to home. So, Batman the Animated Series. What did you think about it, Ben? You're the newest believer in it.
It was
the newest conversion.
So I'm gonna try to be spoiler free here. It was good until the fourth series. No, it was great until the fourth series, and then it was good after that. I loved the original art style. It was 50s-esque, but it was futuristic, but it was vintage, and it was just very well done. The animation itself was kind of wonky, but it did continuously get better as the show went on, even though it was kind of wonky in places, and some of the more complicated scenes, they did kind of not quite get the perspective always right for some of the cartoons and stuff like that. And you can tell the first time they got the Batwing in there, they didn't quite know what they were doing yet.
Yeah, the first season, I would say, was a very... I think it was an okay beginning. Like, you could kind of tell they were just beginning, like, okay, how does this show really work? Then, roll around the second season, and everything just kind of picked up. It was just kind of like, okay, it found its rhythm. It's like, this is actually a freaking cool show. And it's like, there was a lot of really powerful stories in the second season.
I like that they introduced all of the villains in the first season as three-dimensional villains, and I feel like they slowly tapered off of the villain depth, which is also probably why they ended the series when they did, probably because they ran out of ideas and or funding. But it's amazing for me to see a children's show, although it's part children's show, part not. Something I noticed was in the first 3 seasons, in places where it was obvious there was supposed to be gushing blood from this wound that they didn't even show, a line there to show it was a wound. Like, there was one where a kid hit his shin with a plow. And it was obvious that it would have gushed blood and been gross and shocking, and it was just nothing. And another kid came and, tied a handkerchief or something around it. But it's sort of those moments that kind of brought me out and kind of made me realize, okay, this is still a kid's series. Until the 4th season where, there was blood dripping from people's faces if they got beat up real bad. And it's like, oh, okay, now you're bringing out the violence. But there were still times when it was like, I'll see you in your nightmares, instead of I'll see you in hell. Can I say that on this show? Can I actually quote that here?
Let me ask our agent.
We don't have an agent.
Oh, well. Can I be? Can I play the agent?
I mean, technically, I'm your agent and you're my agent.
No, you can't. Yes, you can say that.
Okay, good. And I would say that the 4th season, I disagree with a lot of the artwork changes because it made many of the villains feel less human, which was what made them so great in the previous seasons.
Yeah, and then along with that, they kind of just... It wasn't just the physical. It was it started becoming the actual, just their overall characters just kind of became flat, two-dimensional. It was just
But then they kind
without giving any spoilers, it was just Mr. Freeze was just, a bad guy. And then Two-Face, a bad guy. It was most of these... The Joker, I think, walked away with the most intact.
Actually, I would say that the Ventriloquist walked away with the most intact, because he actually had a completed story arc. Yeah. I was really happy that they actually completed someone's story arc, instead of leaving it as, oh, the villain's getting good, and then, oh, society gets in the way, and oh, now he's bad again. Instead, he actually managed to come back from it, which was probably the best part of the series, in my opinion.
Yeah. And that actually was in the change. Actually was in the change of the whole animation and the whole series. So I was there was lots of stuff to still appreciate with the show, even with the change, I would say. So, But anyway, and overall, what?
Closing thoughts. I've started watching Batman Beyond now to try to round out this universe before I move on to any other DC universes that I need to catch up on. And I think that they've brought back some of the good elements, and they've also left a lot hanging, but I'm going to save that for my Batman Beyond review when I'm done with the series, which is probably going to be in a month.
So yeah, if you guys want to check this out, I mean, You could check this out on Amazon Prime, or you could go to Daily Motion.
Like I'm doing because I'm cheap and I don't want to pay $2 an episode.
Dude, I mean, yeah, dude. Just go check it out. If you want to go check out both of these things, you can go check them out. They're not affiliated. So.
It is worth noting that Batman the Animated Series is available from Prime, so you don't have to pay for it if you have a Prime account.
Yeah, if you have Prime, it's free. So you can just check the whole series out, and in my opinion, it's the best Batman. But that's up to you guys. What do you think? It's my own personal opinion. That's my own too bat sense. Thank you guys for watching. If you enjoyed this video, please like and subscribe, and also leave a comment down below. Tell us what you think about this form of the episode, because we're going to try to make a variety of alternate types of the show to see what works. Anyway, so leave your comments down below. If you would like to subscribe to us, you can subscribe to me over here, and you can subscribe to Ben over here, and the electrical box is right there. And if you want to keep up to date what's going on with us, you can follow us at our Twitter and Mastodon account. This is the electrical box signing out. Goodbye.